The People's Democratic Party has clinched a victory in the governorship election in Bayelsa State. Let's cross live to the capital, Yenagoa, and speak to the chairman of the main opposition All Progressives Congress in the state, Dennis Otiotio. Dennis, good to see you and thanks for your time. The election is all done and dusted.
Thank you.
Take us through your party's journey so far.
Well, my party, the APC, is dissatisfied with the outcome of the election because the declaration does not reflect the will of the people, what was done on the 11th of November, because the people overwhelmingly voted for APC, but somehow the INEC as an institution collaborated with security agencies and the PDP to scuttle the will of the people. In Nimbi local government, for instance, the INEC decided that on areas where APC is overwhelmingly winning, they decided that the local government coalition should be moved to the INEC headquarters in Yenagoa, while they decreed that in areas where PDP is winning, that the local government coalition should be done at the various local government headquarters. And so they decided to move Brass, Nimbi, and Southern Niger to the state capital, while they allowed Sagbama, Karamo, Ogbea, and Kulukuma to be collated at their various local government headquarters. And so when Nimbi local government area was moved to Yenagoa, the local government returning coalition officer unilaterally cancelled results in Ward 11, 12, and 13. And in Ward 11, 12, and 13, APC scored cumulatively over 29,000 votes against 174 votes. And those votes were cancelled without any reason whatsoever, because the election was conducted in various units, collated by the presiding officers, taken to the ward headquarters, where senior officials of INEC, electoral officers from other states, were made the coalition officers, and they duly collated those results at the ward levels, and then they came to the local government level without any because PDP raised issues. They decided to cancel those units. In Southern Niger, elections were conducted in the various polling units, taken to the ward coalition center. In short, in Southern Niger, even the ward coalition was brought to Yenagoa. The ward coalition for the 17 wards were done at the INEC headquarters, and they decided systematically to begin to cancel votes that were scored by APC. And so, in total, in Southern Niger, cumulatively, they cancelled over 60 or 70,000 votes that APC scored in Southern Niger.
Well, it's quite interesting.
Now,
sorry if I may butt in here. I mean, you've raised quite a number of issues. You've made some statements. You're saying the security agencies, conspired with the PDP. You've also blamed INEC. You've also said that INEC has fallen short of the expectation of your party, the APC. Is it fair to say that maybe politicians only prepare for success and not necessarily for failure? Is that what could be playing out here? Because your party, the APC, has actually won. Your party won 2 out of 3 states.
Well, I'm not talking about Kogi or Imo. I am talking about what happened in Bayelsa. For instance, the total number of PVC collected in the areas where elections were cancelled is over 100,000. And by regulation, paragraph 62 of the INEC regulation and guidelines for the conduct of election 2022, it says that where the margin of lead between the two leading candidates is less than the total number of it's less than the votes cancelled in areas where elections did not hold or was cancelled, that the returning officer should decline to make a return, but order for a rerun election to be conducted in those areas where elections did not hold or was cancelled. Now in Bayelsa State, over 100,000 votes were cancelled. Over 100,000 votes were cancelled, while the difference between PDP and APC is 65,000. And so the right thing to have been done was for the returning officer to order for a supplementary election to be conducted in those areas. But without doing that, the returning officer, in the presence of the National Commissioner and the REC, they went ahead to declare a return, to declare a PDP the winner. It shows a flagrant disobedience to their own regulation and rules that they set to follow. They refused to follow it. And so it is very clear that INEC was biased from the beginning. Look, the resident electoral commissioner wrote a letter saying before the commencement of the election that Brass, Nembe, and Southern Ejo should be collated in the Yenagwa headquarters, while Sagbama, Ekeremo, Kolokuma should be collated at the various local government headquarters. That is bias, because they knew that Sagbama, Ekeremo, Kolokuma are PDP strongholds, and they said they should be collated at the local government headquarters, while Southern Ejo, Brass, and Nembe are APC strongholds, and they now said it should be collated, should be brought to the state headquarters to be collated. It shows bias from the beginning. And look, when I said it's the security agencies, yes, in Yenagwa local government, security agencies were going to harass and intimidate APC supporters.
Mr. Otiotio, now that a winner has been declared,
of everybody.
Now that the PDP governorship candidate, who is the incumbent governor, has been declared, what will your party do? Will you go to court?
Well, we have genuine claims, genuine protests, which we have written and we have submitted to INEC. The Electoral Act, current Electoral Act, gives INEC a window to review results, and that is why we are hoping and we believe that INEC will make a review the results based on our petition and deal with it on its merit.
Well, while you do that, before we let you go, what's the complaint when your team on the day, because you have your agents, it's quite an interesting perspective you've painted here. You have that number of votes unaccounted for. What did your agents do on the day, and your political party on the day with INEC?
Well, I was fortunately I was the state agent, and if you were listening or if you saw that I made those claims at the State Collation Center. I asked the state returning officer to disclose the number of PVC collected in the areas that election was cancelled in the 8 local government areas, and he refused. He refused to state them. And then I said, look, by the rules, if elections did not hold or was cancelled at the polling at the ward level, they are supposed to fill EC40 from INEC from EC40G, stating the number of places that were cancelled. And then at the local government level, they are supposed to fill EC40G1, and at the state level, they are supposed to fill from EC40G2, which they never did. Now we in Nembe local government, that for instance, I am a registered voter in polling unit 003 of Ward 11. I went to my polling unit, I voted, and then at the end of the day, here at Yenagwa, not at Nembe, the results were collated at the Ward Collation Center and then taken to Yenagwa. And at the Yenagwa here, Ward 11 was cancelled, including my own unit was cancelled. Ward 12 of Nembe local government area was cancelled. Ward 13 of Nembe local government area was cancelled. Even in Southern Ejo, Ward 4, Ward 3, Ward 16, Ward 14, 16, 17. So many units where APC was winning was cancelled. I have the evidence. We have all the evidence.
Oh, great. Dennis, now you just, I was coming to that. Now you have the evidence, and of course, genuine evidence, if you say. How soon are you likely to speak on this? Because your candidate is yet to speak on this, so that we understand where you're headed.
Well, if my candidate had not spoken, I am the chairman of the party and I was the state agent. So I am in the right position to speak. I have the facts. And I'm telling you that the duplicate copies that I have shows that we won the election. But INEC stole it from us by deliberately conniving to cancel over 29,000 votes in Nembe local government area and over 60,000 votes in Southern Nigeria local government. And when you bring these two votes together,
let me be more specific.
It's over
Actually, my question is hinged on what Ngozi asked earlier on. Are you going to court? That's it. Because the governor, who is the governor-elect, has asked for the cooperation of every candidate. So with what's playing out now, are you going to court as the chairman of APC Bayelsa State?
Like I told you, it's a process. The Electoral Act allows INEC to review results within 7 days, and which we will give them. After the 7 days window, and if INEC does not do anything, then we'll be forced to go to the tribunal.
Quickly, before we let you go, Mr. Otiotio, do you think the incumbency factor may have played out in these elections, whether you're talking about Bayelsa, Kogi, or even Imo State?
Well, I was not in Imo State or Kogi State, so I will not be able to speak on what happened in Kogi or Imo. But in Bayelsa State, I can tell you that the people voted overwhelmingly for the APC. The votes on the field showed that APC won. So the incumbency factor did not play any role. But however, it was I can say an institutional rigging, because INEC colluded with the security agents, particularly the army. They played a very significant role. They sent and the Navy. They went to Southern Nigeria with over 50 gunboats to hijack materials. In short, on Saturday, on Sunday, when they were taking Ward 16 materials, they tried to divert Ward 16 materials to another place. We had to call the INEC office, situation room, and then other security agencies before there was an intervention from above, before they now took the materials to the rightful place. It was gunboats owned by the security agencies that were doing that. And so it was clear that the institutions, INEC and the military, were working together to ensure that they bring back Doidiri as governor of Bayelsa State.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. I'm sure the institutions you've mentioned, they will be able to do an assessment of their performance during these elections. Dennis Otiotio is the APC chairman in Bayelsa State. Thank you very much for joining us.